everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday Facebook Live for August 12th. I'm going to give it a couple minutes here for all of you to find me live. When you do, please go ahead and comment and tell me hello, and we will get started here in just a couple of minutes. So I am only 1 minute late tonight, so hey, I'll take that, right? 1 minute instead of being my normal 3 or 4 minutes. So anyway, as you're joining me again, please go ahead and say hello and comment and let me know that you are live with me. And we will get started with our presentation here in just a little bit. So hi to Kay. And Kay's on the ball. She's already shared. Welcome, Kay. Again, as you're coming on, please say hello. So tonight we're going to be talking about Saleabration. And I have lots of things to share with you and show you and give you lots of different ideas of ways that, sorry, you're hearing my husband's cell phone ringing. So hi to Courtney. So yeah, you're hearing his cell phone ringing. He had to actually get me started tonight because I'll explain to that in a little bit, but we're empty nesters right now because both of our girls are gone. So I'll explain that here in just a little bit as well. But anyway, so tonight I'm going to be talking to you about Saleabration, and I'm excited of all the things I'm going to be sharing with you. And so if you've seen a lot of the Saleabration items in the catalog and you're wondering, okay, but how would you use some of those? Well, you're going to get lots of different ideas right here tonight. So hi to Debbie and to Sonia. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Okay, so a little bit of why we're empty nesters. So Claire, my daughter Claire, my youngest, is still in at her Blue Lake camp. Hi, Carol, Penny. There we go. It's beginning to wonder. I wasn't seeing many comments pop through, but now they're coming. But Claire's still at her camp on the west side of the state, and we've been getting emails from them because they have absolutely no power at her camp, and so they mentioned that the kids are getting a real true camping experience of rustic camping. So I hope she's doing well. We've had no contact with her. We pick her up on Sunday around noon. I'm able to email her, and they print the emails and give them to her. So I've been sending her an email every day, just saying hi, letting her know I'm thinking about her. But yeah, they had really bad storms the last 2 nights go through the west side of Michigan where her camp is. And so, yeah, I'm hoping she's weathering it okay and doing okay with it all. It's so hot too. So anyway, I'm sure I'll have camp stories for you next week. And then today is my son Matt and Nicole's 4-year wedding anniversary. And so Matt decided to surprise Nicole and take her out for dinner. And so Natalie is babysitting Chloe. So that is why I'm an empty nester. So my husband was home for dinner, and I said, you can't leave again until you help me get started with my Facebook Live. So anyway, here I am live with you all. Hence is why you all heard his phone ringing, which rings nonstop as he was heading back upstairs. So anyway, so that's a little bit of an update on Claire. I cannot wait to hear her concert on Sunday. So I mentioned to all of you that she was placed in the highest chamber orchestra that the camp has. So we're excited to be able to hear her play and hear all about her stories. And then Natalie this week has also been at a day residency camp Monday through Friday from like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. She came home today, and she was so sweaty. I mean, like her hair was wringing wet, her shirt was wet, everything was wet about her. I'm sweating so much, but it's so fun, and she's learning so many awesome things. So she's been going to her dance camp every single day. So it's kind of like their last hurrah as our school starts, not next week, but the following week. Already. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm so bummed that summer is almost over. Like, it's just really hitting me that summer is, coming to an end. I'm going to welcome a few of you that have joined in the last little bit here. Shireen, Carol, Donna, Vicki, Cindy, Debbie, Karen. Hello to all you ladies, and welcome to my Facebook Live. So those of you that are new to my Facebook Live, if you share my video and let others know about me, you get into the drawing to receive prizes. And I have up for grabs from last week 2 prizes. One is the pastel pearls, and the other one was the here, let me see, the fresh freesia open weave ribbon. I had to think of the name of it. I'm telling you, it's been a long week. So, yeah, we've had just different things going on at work, and then with my sister, I'm going to some appointments with her, so it's been crazy. But anyway, fresh freesia. So the winner of the Pastel Pearls is Carol Koroleski. So congratulations to Carol. And of course my pen is not going to write. So let me write this on here that she gets the pearls so that I don't forget. And then the winner of the ribbon is, and I believe that this name is a new name for me, Barb Zawak. So Barb, if you are watching again, please message me, private message me your address. And thank you for watching and sharing last week so I can get you your bolt of ribbon as well. So, yeah, excited about that. Up for grabs this next week is one of my new ribbons that is that's in our new holiday catalog. And it's actually, I think, already on back order, but I got some and I got lots of it because it's pink. But this is the, trying to find the name of it. The Frayed Rose Grain Ribbon. It's the Blushing Bride, and the ends look kind of frayed, and I really like that a lot. So that's up for grabs this week. They're both new embellishments. The other one is the Gold Honey Leaves, and I have to show you guys these leaves. Oops, and I drop them. They're like little, and they're nice and flat, so they're little leaves. I'm not sure if you can see these leaves. They're like all gold and metallic, but they're flat. So when you put them on your cards, they'll mail really nice. They're very flat. You can just adhere them with a little glue dot. So those are the two prizes that I'm going to be drawing for next week. So 2 lucky winners will receive brand new things. And we will draw for those, like I said, next Thursday on my Facebook Live. I do have an ordering promotion that I'll be offering tonight through Sunday night. Anybody who puts in a minimum $35 order, you're going to get 5 free cards in the mail, all using Saleabration products. Now, it might be some of the ones I'm going to be showcasing tonight. It might be ones that I've used previously. And then you're also going to get a pack of dimensionals. So I have a surplus of mini dimensionals right now that need a good home. So any $35 order from now through Sunday night, you'll receive 5 free cards using Saleabration products to kind of give you some more ideas of how you can use these awesome products that I'm going to be showing you tonight. And then dimensionals, because we all can use dimensionals, right? So the ordering link I'll be putting in the description of the video for you to be able to order, and that goes through again through Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the following week is when I will get out the cards and prizes, or the cards and the dimensionals to you. So usually my mail day is Wednesday and or Thursday, so just so you guys kind of have an idea. Okay, so I have a few classes that are currently open for registration. I have my counting sheep class. I have my penguin place class, so it uses all the penguin stuff. And then I also have my Art in Bloom. My Art in Bloom is a product-based class. Includes the stamp set and some ribbon and some embellishments. And that's from the annual catalog, but the cards are gorgeous. And then I'm trying to think what my third class is. So I have the counting sheep, or my fourth one I should say. I got Sweet Symmetry. Again, going back to the annual catalog. It's that real pretty, bright colored, flowery paper. So those have all been posted. If you're not on my email list yet, please join my mailing list. Go to kimsbasementbunch.com. There's a join mailing list button right there. Quick little form for you to fill out to join my mailing list, and then you'll get information. I do send out all my classes through email. I also send out my Tuesday newsletter, and then I do a Friday free tutorial Friday email. So I do send out at least 2 emails a week. Sometimes more with all my classes. You can just delete the ones that don't pertain to you. But anyway, I also will be posting the link to join my mailing list in the description of the video as well. So let's see here. What else do I have to tell you? So as you guys know, Saleabration is in full swing. Certain products are selling a little bit faster than others. I'll be showcasing for you which ones are going to be selling a little bit faster. So there might be ones you might want to get first. And with that, I am going to transition my camera down to my area so you can see the cards we're going to be making tonight. But I have lots more cards to share with you, showcasing other products. So this is kind of going to be like a Saleabration party overview, where you're going to get a little taste of how to use every single one of our products in Saleabration. So you can kind of get a little bit of an idea. And there's going to be the one stamp set. Everyone's like, I'm not sure what to do with that. You're going to get some ideas tonight on what you can do with that. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down and let's get stamping. Okay. So let me just transition this down here. So you're going to get a little sneak peek of a little bit of everything that you're going to be seeing tonight. Hi to Kay and Courtney. Oh, thank you, Courtney, for that. I just have so many things I want to share and show that it makes it tough. So, okay. So as you can see, here's the Saleabration flyer. You're getting a little synopsis of some of the things that we're going to be making, but I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. First, I want to just do a quick overview of the Saleabration products, and I'm going to make this really quick because I know some of you have probably already seen this, gone through it, but I want to kind of go through it really quick and let you see them. Because for instance, this bedazzled paper does not do it justice in the catalog. So I'm going to pull one of these pieces out so you can actually see it. This is the bedazzled paper, and it has a lot more detail to it than what you would think. Hopefully you guys can see that a little bit. And it is very thick. It's a very thick paper. Now this is selling pretty fast. They do not envision, so when I say they, Stampin' Up! Does not envision this lasting the whole duration of Saleabration. So if it's something that you wanted to get, I would maybe add this one to your list sooner than later, because I'd hate for you to miss out on that one, okay? Moving right along, we have the Designer Series paper for the Penguin Place. And I'm not going to take out all of this because this was one of the featured products that I shared last week, but I'm just going to kind of go like this so you guys can kind of see it real quickly here. You get lots of different paper in this. Just so, and these, so many people have been able just to cut those out and use those on their cards. So again, lots of options here for cards. Okay, and that coordinates with the Penguin Place bundle that is in our annual or our holiday catalog. I'm running out of space already. All right, so then we have the Feels Like Home stamp set. So that stamp set is right here, and I'm going to be showcasing or showing you. This one I'm not actually going to be working with tonight, so I'm just going to show you a couple cards that were created using that. Now I cannot take credit for these cards. I participate in a swap and I got a couple of these cards, but I wanted to show you how awesome it is to use those. So this one right here is just stamped, and from there, look how pretty, and the inside's all done pretty, and then you can just color it. Isn't that pretty? So a little bit of an idea of a way that you can use that card. Another way that you can use this card is if you didn't really want to do all that coloring. Let me show you this one as well. So like I said, I've got lots of different cards here that I'll be showcasing for you. This one right here does not incorporate any hardly coloring. All they colored, again, and not a card that I created, colored the door, used some of the Designer Series paper from the Beautifully Penned, which you're going to see in just a little bit, and incorporated that into the card a little bit, stamped it in gray. Look how pretty that is. So when I first saw the stamp set, I did not think it was going to be a card that I would want, or a stamp set that I would need or do much with, but I'm here to tell you that as I'm seeing cards created with it, it just gives you a little bit more of an idea of things that you can do if you were to purchase or select this as one of your items. So that's a little bit of an idea on the Feels Like Home. Okay, next is the sheep, counting sheep, and the counting sheep dies. And you're going to get an idea of how I created using this tonight. One of our cards that we're going to create in just a little bit. I'll be showcasing this bundle. And the other neat thing with this is I actually have an open class right now that you can purchase. The only thing is you will need to have the stamp set. So you would need to, I will be able to cut out your shapes, but you'll need to stamp them. So you'd need to put in a $50 order in order to get this stamp set, or if you already have it, then you would just be able to use the one that you already have, okay? But you would need the stamp set for that class. So I'll be using that tonight, so I'm not going to kind of go into that too much detail. I'm kind of going ahead of myself, you guys. I'm just picking off my list, and I meant to go through this. So we're going to go back to this. So I'll just skip the sheep when I get there. Okay, so this is the Peaceful Prince Designer Series paper. Another one, this is probably my favorite Saleabration item in the whole catalog because I love it. It's so pretty. So this coordinates with the Peaceful Deer bundle that goes back to our holiday catalog. But this paper right here, you could easily use for not Christmas. I mean, it wouldn't have to be used for Christmas. I agree, Philomena. This paper is gorgeous. And I just seen that Kathy popped in, so hi to Kathy. And yeah, I love all of it too, Shireen. So I love this one right here where you have the awesome little trees and then the red plaid. I like the snowflakes. And this is probably my favorite because I love that it's all, you know, I love like the buffalo check look. And the neat thing with this one right here is that you can use this piece right here and use the deer punch and punch out all those deer if you wanted to. But I found it was, if you're gonna do that, I found it was easier and not so, I shouldn't say wasteful, but I used the back of this to be able to punch out deer because I was able to get a lot more of them. So just a little tip there. So that is also one of your choices for Saleabration. And the neat thing is you have also some ideas of how to use all of that throughout the catalog. So I already talked to you about the sheep. Now the sheep dies are another one of those items that are expected to not be around for the whole duration of Saleabration. Based on current projections of how people are picking these, they do not think that this will be around through the end of September. So another one that you're going to want to get your hands on sooner than later if it's on your list. Now this stamp set right here, and I have it and I cannot find mine. I finally gave up at about 3 minutes to 7 before I went live. I do have it, but I know some of you might be thinking, okay, what would I do with that stamp set? Like I like it, but if you're saying that, I get it. I was doing the same thing. So I'm going to share with you some cards that I got. Again, not ones that I've created, but I'm going to show you some ways in which you can use this stamp set right here. Because I think it is just too cool. So you have this card right here where this little striped one, or the little 3 stripes, was used on the top and the bottom here, and then used with some of the Expressions in Ink designer series paper, and then just kind of created a really pretty card. Isn't that neat? Let me show you another one. Again, all of these cards use that stamp set. And then think of that as a way to create your own designer series paper. So like this one right here was used to create a bunch of the stamping. So this one used the blob right here, call it the blob, the splash, and the circular one, all 3 of these to kind of create your own designer series paper. And then this is one of those cards that opens like this. So it's kind of like the 4x3, and then you score it in the 2 different spots, and it's more like a tri-fold card. And then right here as well, stamped the big circle in the background here to get a good little, make that look like a little bit darker in the middle. So I love this card as well. So another neat way you can use that is to stamp it into backgrounds. And let me show you, I think I have a couple more here that I can share with you using this, because I think this is probably the hardest one that people are like, what would you use that for? And so I'm really glad I've got some samples here that I can share with you on that. So then you have this one right here, and I thought this one was really, really cute as well. So this is Thank You Kindly. Look how this one opens. Isn't that cool? I like that. So, and I'm thinking about doing this on a Facebook Live and giving you the measurements of how to make this. Isn't that cool? Hi Dana, we're glad to have you here with me. Again, this one uses a bunch of the different little backgrounds. So this one incorporates all of these. Well, not this one, not this bottom one, but the splatter. And again, kind of to design to make your own, background paper. Okay, get that back in there. There we go. And then the last one I'm going to share with you is one that I created a card like this when we had a it was like I forget what it was called, word art or something, but it's this card right here, and this was used on it and just stamped in all of the different colors. Now you can pick your favorite colors that you want on this one. So it doesn't have to be, you know, the rainbow colors. You could just do it in all different shades of green or different shades of whatever. And then using that technique, I know I've showed you guys on Facebook before, where you do the splatter technique with your pen. Splattered the background, added the Thank You Kindly, a little piece of ribbon on the end of this, and look at that beautiful card that you have as well. So those are some ideas of how you can use the Textures and Frames stamp set. Now you could also use that to create a background for like a scrapbook layout too, if you're more into scrapbooking than you are into card making. But there are 4 different ways for you to be able to use that. So just get creative with it and have some fun with it. So sometimes I think when you see ideas, it kind of helps a little bit more on how to use them. So thank you guys. I'm glad you liked that. The next one is the Summer Shadows dies. Now these dies coordinate with the Shaded Summer stamp set, and I didn't create a whole lot to share with you there. I do have a card that I'm going to share with you though, because I think this card is absolutely gorgeous. And it uses how pretty. So this was using the Shaded Summer stamp set, using our craft white ink and just stamping on craft white ink. Okay, it's also one of the little trifolds, and then using the basic tags, and then embossing with white embossing powder, and then using this die right here that coordinates with the die for the Shaded Summer stamp set to be able to cut that out. But isn't that card so pretty? Thanks, you guys. Okay, like I said, I'm showing you lots of ideas, and I only picked 4 of them that we're gonna make tonight because I didn't have the time to be able to showcase everything. I just don't. All right, Delicate Dahlias. So Delicate Dahlia is this one right here. Now, what I really like about this stamp set is that you do not have to color the flowers, because you could just stamp this in an outline, and then you could use this to stamp right on the inside, and it will color it for you. And the same with this little flower, and then the same with the little tree. I'm sorry, tree. It's not a tree. The leaf. That's what it is, the leaf. So let me share a couple cards with you created with that. Again, to give you some ideas. Hi, Nancy. On what you can do with that. So this card right here, and I like this card because it again uses a little bit of that designer series paper that gives you a little bit of an idea of what to do with that designer paper. But this right here is done exactly as I had mentioned. I stamped all of the different flowers and things using basic gray ink, and then I came back in with Coastal Cabana, crushed curry, and then pear pizzazz, and colored in, or I did the stamping on top of to get all of those colored in. So it looks like I colored this, but I didn't. Now this stamp set would be a good use of your Stamparatus. So if you have the Stamparatus and you're thinking that you're not a very good stamper, you could absolutely use your Stamparatus with this, and you could design this card as well, or different colors. But that's kind of the way I did it, using just the outline and then stamping that in the inside. Okay. The next card I'm going to share with you using the Dahlias is just using the one that colors it in the inside. Okay, so for that one, let me grab it here. I got them all on piles. For that one, again, using the same designer series paper, you can see right here, I only stamped the great big one right here. There's no outline to it. This I used Rich Razzleberry, and I did stamp it right here on the bottom as well. So this is Rich Razzleberry on Rich Razzleberry cardstock. And then I, just used some of the Whisper white ribbon, and spot here, did the little splotch again, added the Thank You Kindly, which is from the Delicate Dahlia stamp set. And then you got another idea, another background stamp right up here. But isn't that card pretty? I really like that card. Okay, so there's an idea on how to use the Delicate Dahlias. Again, you have lots of ideas in your catalog, your little brochure as well. The final thing I wanted to talk to you about was the Host stamp set. So this Host stamp set is called In Your Words. In order to get this, thank you, Philomena. In order to get this stamp set, you have to either host a party or put in a $300 order. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness. I am going to be offering, probably closer to the end of Salebration and near the end of this promotion, I'm going to be offering a couple of incentives and where you might be able to win a couple of these stamp sets. But this stamp set is awesome. So I love this saying right here. Perhaps the stars are opening where our loved ones shine down to let us know they are happy. I love that. There's magic in every beginning. Hope your day is fantabulistic, fabulous, and fantastic all in one. Life is full of ups and downs. Hold on tight. There's a birthday one. Be who you were born to be. I mean, so many awesome sayings in this. So I wanted to at least mention this stamp set to you. and let you know that that's the kind of the way you can get it. If any of you are ever interested in hosting like a Zoom class or hosting any kind of an event online or in person, let me know. I'd be really happy to do that for you, for you to be able to get the stamp set as well. Otherwise, there's lots of ways you'll be able to. More information will be coming on that in a couple of weeks on that. Okay. So anyway, that is the in your words stamp set. Oh, and Tina, you are welcome. So yes, what Tina's mentioning, Tina thanked me for the card she got today. I don't know, I would say I try to do it 2 to 3 times a year. I send my entire team, like all of my team, a card. So they're probably slowly trickling into them. So that's what she got. But I make a card just to thank my team for being there with me and loving Stamping Up and all that good stuff. So you are welcome, Tina. All right, so this is the last one that did I skip over this one? I'm seeing it on my pile, and I must have skipped over it in the Saleabration flyer. But this is the and this paper is one of my favorite. It wasn't when I first saw it. I did skip over it on the same page with Feel Like Home. It is the beautifully penned designer series paper. Now this paper will coordinate with the hand penned petals bundle that goes back to our annual catalog. Now, so far I have only used this paper just as it is. I've used it in its black and white and gray form, but you could also color these flowers and have this paper be used for anything that you might want it to be used for. Okay, so far, like I said, I've only used it the way it's here, but like this one would look beautiful colored, absolutely stunning paper, very nice paper. And I'm having a lot of fun designing with this one, and we're gonna make a card together using this as well. So with that, let me show you the 4 cards that we are going to create using some of the Saleabration product, if I can find where I put them. Okay. So the first one that we are going to, so first of all, I hope that you guys liked that little overview of all the Saleabration stuff and gave you some ideas on how to use some of the things that I'm probably not going to be able to showcase tonight because there's just no way I can showcase everything. But I am going to show you how to make this awesomely fun, cute little card right here. And I love it. So I kind of made it look like the sheep got out of the fence and is jumping over to get back in. Or you can look at it like it's free and going crazy, but I love it. So for this one, I used a piece of the Highland Heather cardstock. This is cut 5.5 by 8.5, and I already have it pre-scored and folded. And then I have a piece of the Balmy Blue cut 5 1/4 by 4, and I ran this through the hammered metal. Thank you, Philomena. I ran this through the hammered metal embossing folder. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this onto my card. Now, what I found when I'm using the counting sheep and the sheep dies is they really don't need a lot of embellishments because there's so many different little moving pieces and parts on these that I found I didn't need to do a whole lot with it other than what I'm doing. And if you look at my class that I've posted online, you'll notice the exact same thing. I then used the scalloped contours dies to cut out my rectangle here. Love these dies. If you don't have them yet, they're definitely something you're going to want to get because they're so versatile. I'm using them on so many different cards and projects that it's just crazy. Then I cut a piece of the Highland Heather cardstock, just a little bit bigger to go around this. So I believe this is like 4.5 by 3 3/4. Literally, again, I know I've mentioned this many times. If you just measure this and go up 1/4 of an inch, it'll be big enough for you to be able to have it fit on there perfectly. And then we are going to, now I didn't take the time to stamp the You're Amazing on there, so I'll come back and stamp that later because I didn't grab any of my the stamp sets out for these. Well, I do have it here, but I didn't grab an ink pad. I did a little bit of the pre-prep on these cards because I wanted to really take the time to showcase the product with you guys tonight. And then we're going to use some dimensionals to adhere this down. So again, the sheep, I'll give you other couple of ideas of what you can do for the sheep. So like my daughters, we didn't this year, but we normally have taken in the past swine or pigs to our county fair, and then they sell them at the auction. So if you know anybody who takes sheep to the fair, this would be a perfect card for them to make to thank their buyer or any of that kind of thing, because I think it's just so cool. And what I did in advance is I stamped and cut out one of the little sheep. Now the sheep I stamped in basic black, and then I colored it, and I used basic gray blend, black blend, and then I just went around the outer edge with the petal pink. Now I have seen these sheep colored so many different ways. You could do the opposite. You could also shade and color this in with gray, and then use the blushing bright or the ivory for the face. So many different things you can do to make your sheep, to color your sheep. And then I've also in advance cut out the little fence. I think the fence is the one thing that most people are loving about this, these dies. I actually have a lady that purchased it just for, and I lost my little son, but that's okay. Let me show you the dies in detail, because there are some really awesome little things in there that I didn't talk about that you can use on them. So let me bring in my sheep dies, and they are, like I said, very well used. So you have the fence, you have the sun, you have clouds, you have a little flag, you have a little balloon. So you have lots of different things excuse me, that you can do. And then you have the little shapes to cut out all of these sheep. Okay, so little party hat for the sheep. So lots of different things that you can do with these dies. So I am going to just use a little bit of adhesive onto my, now I would probably use my liquid Tombow glue, but just in this essence of time for tonight, just putting a little bit of adhesive on that. And I'm just going to adhere this down to the bottom of my card like that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on my little sheep, like he's jumping over it, and put him on like that. And then the final thing that I did was added the sun. And I know that I found it. I knew it was here. I knew, because I cut this thing out. So there's the sun cut out with So Saffron. And again, I'm going to put a dimensional on there. Now this would also be a really cute card to just have handy with nothing stamped on it whatsoever. And you could add your own little sentiment later if you wanted to. But it'd be a great juvenile birthday party or birthday card. It'd be great to use for all kinds of different things. What I like about the sheep is that they're a little bit different. There's something different than always having floral and things like that. But this kind of card right here, you could make it so simple, so quick and easy, in many different colors. So there's a little idea of how to use the sheep. Okay, so the next one that I have is this one. I love this paper. Okay, so this paper again coordinates back to the Peaceful Deer bundle. And again, if you like the paper, you need to have the bundle. My sister told me that she thought she didn't need the deer bundle until she saw a couple cards that I created and realized very fast that she needs the deer bundle. So anyway, for this one, I started with a piece of cherry cobbler, 5.5 by 8.5. And thank you, Philomena and Maureen. I think that it's cute too. And then I have a piece of the, this is the crumb cake that's cut 5 1/4 by 4. Again, you're going to see that I used very, very limited embellishments on this. And I'm just going to adhere this down to my card like that. And then I cut out 3 different sizes of designer series paper. So this one, they're all going to be cut to a 5, so that way you have the little edge around it. This one is cut 3/4 of an inch. This one is cut 1 inch, and this one I believe is cut 1.5 inches. And it's going to be perfect to have just a little bit of that crumb cake showing in between. So I like to start from the outer edge in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on that. And you can kind of just eyeball what you need for the outer edge. And then I'm going to, oops, I like to start with the next one. So let me put a little bit of adhesive on this. Thank you, Philomena. I love this one too. I love this bundle, and I love the paper. I was I don't know who I was talking to, if it was Kay, my friend Kay, or someone. I mentioned that I'm going to be so bummed when this paper is gone that I can't use it anymore, because it's only good for like, what, 2 months, and then we can't use it because it's not available anymore. It's only during Saleabration. So I'm going to make sure I get it all used during Saleabration time. And then in advance, I cut or stamped the Sending Love and Peace this season onto a 1" by, I think it's a 3". I'm just going to cut a little banner into this with my scissors. And I used the, oh, I should know which stamp set this is. It might even be the deer. I will tell you, I designed these cards for you before my deer bundle had to disappear, because we're getting ready. I'm doing a pretty big team card day event the end of this month, and the last kits that are being prepped are using this deer. So it isn't here right now, so that is why I had to prep this. The paper and everything is gone, so that I had it for you guys to be able to show you guys. And then here's the little deer that I stamped and cut out. That, again, this deer and punch goes back to that peaceful, the peaceful deer bundle. And I'm just going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals here, just like that. And then I topped off this card using, so I'm just going to put it on like that. And then I topped off this card using one of the gilded gems. Now, I don't have a new pack opened yet, so I'm just going to use a rhinestone just to kind of improvise, show you that if you don't always have the embellishments that you see, oops, I don't want flying. If you don't always have the embellishments that you see people use, you can improvise with something else that you have, okay? So there you can see that I used a rhinestone instead of the gold gilded gem there on the bottom. So awesome. Okay, so that showcases that designer series paper. Really, really nice. The next one that I'm going to share with you is, and I know that you guys saw a little bit of this one last week when I showcased mainly just the whole penguin stuff, but here you're going to get another little take on the penguin, okay? Love this paper. So for this one, I used the Just Jade for the card. Thank you, Kay and Philomena. I'm so glad you guys like my cards and my projects. I prepared for this one like 2 weeks ago. I always try to have one done and a little bit in advance. Doesn't always happen. And so when I was setting out for my Facebook Live, I didn't do it until today after work. And I normally do it on Wednesday nights. So when I was setting up for this, I was feeling like a little, oh my gosh, what did I all use? How did I do this? Or how did I do that? Anyway, so it took me a little bit to get my my bearings back together on this one. So for this, I used Misty Moonlight 5 1/4 by 4, followed by a piece of that designer series paper from the Penguin Playmates is what it's called. This is cut 5 by 3 3/4. Now you could also use a different side if you want. That one wouldn't work, so it's going to be sideways. But I liked this one, so we're going to use that. And I'm going to adhere these together. Now on my sample, you're going to see that I used ribbon. And as I was looking at my supplies of what I grabbed, I did not grab that ribbon. So I'm going to be lazy and not get up. And we're going to make this card without the ribbon. Because again, I wanted to kind of showcase that sometimes you don't need all of those things to have a card look really, really pretty. I think this card's going to be awesome without it. Okay. And so then I have a piece of cardstock. And this one right here I used, again, you could use this one if you wanted to. And then just put the little penguin on there if you didn't want to use the busy background. But I like the busy background. I love it. It's so cute. All the little friends. So this is cut, I believe, 2 by 3. So this is cut 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're just going to adhere this down together. And I'm going to use the side with the little friends. And then this is going to go on. Oh, I think I just glued that directly on, but I'm going to put dimensionals on this one. I know, I think the papers, out of all the Saleabration items, I think that the penguin paper and the deer paper, I forget what it's called, the Peaceful Prince, I think, are my favorite. Because I like that they coordinate so well with the bundles back in the holiday catalog. I just hope that people get it before it's gone, because it's only available during Saleabration. So I keep stressing that you're definitely going to want to get that paper before it's gone. Here I used the punch. This is the penguin punch. Punched out the main piece in the black. And this is the white piece. And then you just adhere them together. Again, to save a little bit of time, I've already stamped the eyes, the nose, the heart. Again, I really went into detail on that stamp set last week, so you can always go back and watch last week's Facebook Live if you missed it. And I'm going to adhere those together. And then I have the two little webbed feet that I also punched out using the punch. I'm going to use some glue dots on those. So I'm just going to bring in my glue dots and put a glue dot on one little foot and put it on there like that. And then I'm going to get to the other little foot. There we go, get those out of the way. And again, put him on there like that. So cute. All right, and then that's gonna go on with dimensionals. My little sentiment on the bottom, to the coolest friend ever. How awesome is that? I love it. And this is just going to go on top of this. And then I used a half inch piece of paper, and I stamped my little sentiment, to the coolest friend ever. And so for this, I'm just going to banner cut in my ends. Sorry, I took that off camera. You guys couldn't see me do it. So used to cutting that closer to me. And then we're just going to put a dimensional on each end of that, like that. So even if you're thinking, okay, Kim, these cards are great, but it's summertime and I really don't want to think about Christmas right now, I totally get it. I'm still going to encourage you to consider, though, putting in your order for your Christmas projects now, so that way you can get Saleabration products, okay? Because if you wait to get this penguin in October, Saleabration is over. Or if you wait to get the deer bundle and you want the coordinating paper, Saleabration is over. So I really encourage you to consider thinking about what you might want now. And then you can just get the order in, have it sit there and wait for whenever you're ready. But that way you have it, okay? So I'm just kind of putting that out there. And then top the card off with a few of the blue gems. These are the blue adhesive backed gems. Just because it kind of brought a little bit of life to the card. And I don't know about you guys, but I always struggle with the big ones. I got tons of big ones left all the time. So I'm just kind of using a couple of them sporadically on the card, just to kind of give it a little bit of pizzazz there. Okay. So I have one more card that I'm going to share with you. I think I'm doing just about great on my time tonight. Woohoo! Okay. I will get there. One of these times we will be perfect for my hour with you all. So this one, yes, I used pink. I know. I try really hard to steer away from pink sometimes, but I gravitate to it because I love pink. So this one right here uses that designer series paper. You're going to see that I used two different patterns. And instead of incorporating in the hand-penned stamp, I brought in the Elegantly Said stamp. I just liked that the black flower looked good with this paper, so that is what I chose to use. And I chose to use Magenta Madness on this card. So my Magenta Madness is my card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I just cut a piece of this designer series paper. This is that awesome, beautifully penned that goes with the hand penned. I cut this 5.25 by 4. And then I have a piece of the other card, another piece of this paper. This is the stripe. So you can see I've got a busy pattern and then a not busy pattern. So it goes together really nicely. You can see this wouldn't go together as nice, but this goes together really well, right? And this right here, I love this paper too, Courtney. This right here is cut 1.25 by 4, and this is 1.5 by 4. So they're going to line up perfectly on the ends and only have the 1/4 inch on the top and the bottom. Okay, so we're going to adhere these two together. Thank you, guys. I think this is a pretty card too. Now, you could do this with any color that you want. You could do purple, you could do yellow, you could do green. This card would look pretty in any color that you really wanted to do it in. Okay, and then I'm just going to adhere this down to the bottom here. And then if it does hang over a little bit, because mine usually does, sometimes that happens, just trim it off with your scissors. And then I used the gray. This is the, what is this? The gray granite or the, let me see here. Yes, gray granite. I had to think about that. So this is the gray granite ribbon. This is the satin ribbon that I thought went really well as a nice neutral on this card. And so I am going to put the ribbon on this one. So this ribbon's, I think the ribbon just adds a little bit of, I don't know, pizzazz to it. And we're going to put a glue dot on each end of this ribbon. Still using up my backwards glue dots, which are driving me crazy. All right, but I'm not going to waste them. And then this is just going to wrap around here. Yeah, absolutely, Courtney. Courtney says you could also color a couple of the flowers to make them pop. Yep, absolutely. Would totally make that pop. Yep. So we're just going to go ahead and welcome Carol. Carol, you were actually one of the winners this tonight for sharing last week. So congratulations. Okay, and then we're going to cut a little piece of this. So those prizes will go out. I'm going to try to get them out yet tonight or tomorrow. If not, it'll be next week. I try to keep my mail days to just a couple days a week, just to save me, you know, you got to kind of the whole time management thing and putting things on your calendar and not, you know, trying to do everything every single day. So, but I will try to get those out. I like this light gray too, Cindy. I think it's pretty on here. It just adds a little bit of pizzazz to that. All right, then using the layering circles, I just cut out a couple of circles and I stamped that flower. Now this flower again comes from the Elegantly Said, but you could also have used Shaded Summer. You could also have used the hand penned. They all kind of go with this. And then you could also then just alter the sizes of these circles to whatever your stamped image is going to be on this card. So it wouldn't necessarily have to be just this, you know, these two colors. Oh, I got sick. Look at it in my throat because I talk too much. I think I talk too much. Okay, and I'm talking louder to make sure you guys can all hear me. All right, there we go. Had to add another one. I then stamped the Wishing You a Wonderful Birthday. This is 3/4 of an inch by probably 1 1/4, and I matted it with another piece underneath of it. And then that is going to also get put on with a couple of dimensionals. And sounds good, Carol. I just try to keep up on it so that I don't have a whole big backlog of of stuff. My assistant, my friend Jen, is actually on vacation this week, who does a lot of the mailing with me. One day a week on a Wednesday, she comes over for our big mail day when all of our kits go out. She's been on vacation, so I'm trying to keep up with it so that when she comes back for our big mail day, I don't have a mess for her to be like, you didn't do anything? I mean, she would never say that, but anyway. Okay, so there is my last card. Now, I could have also put, you guys know I'm big layering people, right? So I could have also layered and put like a gray color or a black color underneath of this, but I really, on this card, just wanted to showcase the paper and let you guys see how pretty that Designer Series paper is, just used with one color of cardstock. Okay, woo! So I went through a ton of information with all of you. I'm giving you lots of different ideas and ways that you can use our amazing Saleabration products this year, or this summer. It is our first Saleabration, and I'm loving it. Loving it. I'm going to also bring in a few of those cards that I showed you earlier. Now, these are not ones that we made live tonight, but they are ones that I showed you. So I'm going to bring them in, because I want you to be able to see some of the other cards again that we created, or that I showed you. I didn't create all of these. I can't take credit for all of them. I will some of them, but not all of them. But the main stamp set that I think what you guys are really going to like is the one that I showed you using the textiles, because I think that one is probably the one in the Saleabration flyer that a lot of people are like, ew, what would you do with that? So these samples, I think, are really good ideas of things that you can do with it. And again, one of my favorites is this one and how awesome this opens. Look at that. So I'll be showcasing this fold on a Facebook Live. I'm actually going to be prepping for you guys a fancy fold Facebook Live. So I'll be making 4 or 5 cards, all using different fancy folds and giving you measurements and things like that, so that you'll be able to make some awesome cards. And then this one right here is all this color. Again, that's using that textile stamp set. So Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed my Facebook Live for tonight, showcasing all the Saleabration products and making a few cards with you as we kind of went through it all. Again, don't forget about my ordering promotion for tonight or this weekend through Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any $35 order, you'll receive 5 free handmade cards in the mail using Saleabration product. And who knows, you may even see some of the ones that you saw here tonight. And then you will also get a free pack of dimensionals. So if you're interested, let me know. I can email you or message you that Facebook or the ordering link directly, but I'll also be adding it to the description of my Facebook Live here later on tonight or tomorrow morning as well. So thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And I'll be showcasing next week some more awesome stuff from our holiday catalog. I didn't look up, I have my schedule made, I just didn't look up which one I'm doing next week. So I will let you guys know when I advertise it this coming week. So thank you all so very much, and I will look forward to seeing you guys back here next Thursday. Bye everyone.